Everything looks good, but this clip was intended on the drop to go to another car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten this, and in this gray area, I'm going to select it, and I'm going to start moving it. I'm going to move these out because I don't know where I want it to end yet. So I want this to be somewhat on the side of the car. Another trick I like to do is, for this first value that's 100, which is what I started with, I'm going to go to the second value and change this to 50. It'll slow down as the clip goes on. If your clip ever stops like this and nothing's happening, that means you ran out of frames. So you can either adjust this value or adjust your speeds. Another thing to note is, since this first value is set at 2000, that means all of this footage right here is also sped up. So if you want to avoid having this clip different from what you need it, go one frame back and set this to 100. As you can see, it's back to where we started. So now that we understand how to do the speed ramping, let's do some editing on this clip so it looks less sloppy. Let's double click to go in this recomp. We're going to go scale and rotation. So I want the scale and rotation to go with the Porsche, and then after the Porsche I want it to go the opposite way for the GTR. So let's go right around here. Since on our clip we only use the front angles, right here we're going to click R for rotation. We're going to rotate this and scale it in so we have no black lines. If you can't see this outer frame, make sure this is selected. Now that it's rotated here, we're not going to mess with scale anymore. We're going to go to the end and change the rotation to the other way. And we're going to Control C to copy this and paste it right here to make these two lengths equal. But before we adjust these values, let's go into the graph editor. If anything ever looks sloppy, make sure to check the graph editor to make sure everything looks good. Now that I did the rotation, I actually want this clip to be a little bit longer because I do like this frame right here. So I'm going to extend this out, and for this drop, I'm going to have it on the side of the Porsche, and then for the next beat, it'll go to the GTR. So we'll copy these, make sure it's selected on the last clip by holding Shift. Click on your clip, Control C, and paste. Adjust this value until you have where you want it to be. Now I want to find where the next beat is so I know where to end this. If your computer is ever running slow from all this effects, you can just disable this and then listen to the audio. So right there actually works out, so we're going to keep it there, and we're also going to mute this layer. So far, we got everything set up. Let's see what we need to adjust, and let's see what else we want to add. This extra speed right here, I don't like, so I'm going to remove that. The best thing to know about editing is whenever you don't like something, you can do something about it. That's the best way to learn how to edit and how to improve. So we know our first 4 keyframes. Besides this keyframe, these first 4 values are the most important. This one's the next speed up, so we're going to delete this one. As you can see, the values are going down, so it's slowing down. And we'll move this a little back just to get to where we want. Right around here. Even though this keyframe's 100 and this keyframe's 100, let's change these back to flat by holding Shift for both keyframes. And now it's flat again. Speed this one up a little bit more because we want more of the GTR. Keep adjusting values as you need. Let's go into here and let's stabilize this clip a little bit more since it is a longer clip. These little jolts of the frames, that's just because the gimbal or the footsteps weren't as smooth, so Warp Stabilizer will fix those little things. Details like that make a big difference in the final outcome. Another thing you want to note right now is that this does not look natural because there's no motion blur, but I'll go with that at the end of the project. The reason we do this at the end is because motion blur can really slow down your project. So let's wait for the stabilization to finish, and once again, if it freezes, you gotta exit After Effects and open it back up.